What we're going to do today is we're going to write what's called a Pantoume poem. All right, I
Nope.
know it sounds kind of Greek and a weird word, but it's not. It's actually relatively easy. We're going to wind up writing 16 lines today, but it's really like you're only writing 8. So I'm going to read the definition. I'm going to explain anything that may seem a little weird. The Pantoume consists of a series of quatrains rhyming A B A B, in which the second and fourth lines of a quatrain reoccur as the first and third lines in the succeeding quatrain. Each quatrain introduces a new second rhyme as B, C, B, C, C, D, C, D. So this is what it means. So when they say a series of quatrains, a quatrain is a stanza that's 4 lines long, right? A paragraph that's 4 lines long. That's why it's called quatrain, quattro. All right. Rhyming A B, meaning line 1 and 3 rhyme and lines 2 and 4 rhyme. All right. And succeeding quatrain means the following quatrain. So let me see if you can see that Amanda's poem has 16 lines. In total, it's only 8 original lines because they repeat. So if you see her second line in the first stanza begins the first line in the second stanza, immersed in a disaster. And then you see her fourth line, this end of the pandemic, is the third line in the next stanza, and so on
Or
and
it's
so.
supposed to be.
Yeah,
Oops.
yeah. That's how this is supposed to be. And then the fourth stanza, the last quatrain, the last 4 lines, um, it would include you. What you would want to do is include the first 2 lines that you didn't use in the first stanza. So in the first stanza, lines 1 and 3 would go into the last stanza with lines 2 and 4. Now, the way that I'm explaining this is probably a lot more complicated than when you get to writing it, because once you see that, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do, you realize that after you write one stanza, the next stanza is already halfway written. And then when you get to your last stanza, you're basically done. And if I'm not mistaken, maybe it's only 6 lines because we have repeating. So yeah, in total, you're only writing about 6 to 8 lines of poetry, even though it's 16 lines long. So let me post up this again, how each stanza should look. And again, when you see the letters, what I'm talking about are those are the lines that rhyme. So if you see A B, it means line 1 is A, line 3 is A, and they rhyme because they're both A. Anything that says if it's B, then the B's line 2 and 4 would. So C D C D E A E A. So I've just posted there. That is how the poem should be written. And if you see that in the first stanza, there's 2 lines of A, and in the last stanza, there's 2 lines of A, and they're just repeating. Okay, that's what it is. So, are there any questions? Is there any way I can make it a little less complicated? They were similar in nature, but they weren't Pantoume poems. But luckily, Amanda had her poem, and that is exactly what we're looking for, how she did hers. So if we go into stanza 2, line 2, thoughts of change in our brain. Line 2 should always be the beginning of the next stanza. And if you go into the next stanza, you see that she says thoughts of change in our brain. That's the beginning.
How's that look?
Yes.
Is that what we're trying to do? Okay. And Stacy just asked, what are we supposed to write the poem about?
Oh, okay. So I don't care what the topic is. If you need a topic, I can give you one. That's no problem. Some people prefer to be given a topic, but you can write about whatever you want. What I want to do is work on the structure. And these are supposed to rhyme. So, 2 and 4, yeah. So, line 1 and line 3 rhyme, line 2 and line 4 rhyme, line 5 and 6 rhyme. If you're looking at the graph that Sydney put up, okay? So, line 2 and 4 rhyme, line 5 and 6 rhyme, and line 7 and 8 rhyme. So that's what I'm saying. Right now, just write, for those of you who are confused, write a 4-line poem. Line 1 and 3 rhyme, line 2 and 4 rhyme. When you get that done, hit me up, and then I can tell you what the next step is. But once you learn what the next step is after writing those first stanza, the rest is going to be easy. It's one of those type of things that when it's explained, it's like, why is it so complicated? But then when you do it, you're like, wow, this is easy. This is easy.
This is the one that